What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Gaming Channel. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? We are back with the show. Asshole tries to remember how to play Scarlet Nexus, who is also lazy. Long title, but either way, we're playing Scarlet Nexus. How's it going? My name's AJ Gels, 11th Hour Game Channel, all that usual intro crap. Oh, man. This is what happens when you either procrastinate or are forced to take a break, or in my case, both. I procrastinated and took a long break from recording. So now I've completely forgotten how to play this game.
They're here. It's all of Kasane platoon.
Kasane! Looks like all of you made it out okay.
I was able to rescue them thanks to your help.
I should be thanking you. I would have been taken over by Babe if you hadn't been there.
Hey, Kasane. You're not going to try and kill Yuito again, are you?
I already told you. She was the one that saved me.
I know. But I want to hear her say it.
You have all the right in the world to doubt me. In fact, I don't blame you for it either. Yes, I think it's best to talk for now. We should talk and find a better solution, rather than just forging ahead on assumptions. It took me too long to come to this decision, and I apologize for that.
Something's different about you. Can you tell me what happened? Why did you try to kill me?
I know this will sound ridiculous.
Did the moon tell her to do it?
I tried to kill you because I was asked to. By you. 50 years in the future.
Holy fucking shit. I am very sure that in the last video I called time travel. I swear to God I called time travel somewhere in the past of this series, that I said Kasane is time traveling. That's why she met Yuito as a child. Something I called time travel. Maybe not the exact scenario, but I called fucking time travel.
Me? 50 years in the future? What are you talking about?
I completely understand how you feel. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, there's no way I would have believed it either.
Do you remember when Captain Seto died on the Kunad Highway, and we saw that strange sight? My time travel power, the red strings, activated. Then we jumped 50 years into the future.
What? You went to the future?
Red strings. That's right. You said you have dreams about those.
It wasn't a dream. I have the ability to travel through time. A power called red strings. And Yuito, apparently you have the same power as well.
You know, I feel like I should
I know we
have
both use psychokinesis, but
played
that's not
Kasane's route first. Maybe shit would have made more sense.
These red strings a lot better than the rest of us. Just where did you get that knowledge? Was that from the future too?
Yes, it was. We saw Yuito in the future. He told me quite a lot.
He also asked you to kill me.
Right. I'll tell you everything I learned in the future. That should answer everyone's questions.
Who should I ask first?
But like I was saying, I'm so glad I was right about time travel. I'm gonna guess I was incorrect. So it sounds like Kasane is not from the future. She's from our timeline and can jump back and forth between time, and that's what the whole black hole thing in the air was. So, but I still think that that present day or future Kasane is the one who gave Yuito the ear thing, but she doesn't remember it yet because it hasn't happened, but it will happen because time travel makes my brain feel like it's going to bleed out my ears.
The thing that appears when the red strings are used is like a device to time travel. That's apparently what the Kunad Gate is. Normally, it appears only for an instant and disappears immediately, but this time it didn't go away. Left open like that, the gate will eventually swallow the world. It was really bad 50 years in the future.
Well, I mean, if the thing's going to remain open for like 50 years, I think we have time.
In that world, the Kunad Gate was much bigger than it currently is here in our time.
Well, Shiden, I hate to play semantics with you, but is it really that world? Isn't it just the future? It's still our world or dimension or whatever, just in the future.
The end of the world. That's what it looked like.
Did you see
It seems that in that future, the gate had expanded so much that nothing could be done to stop it.
And I still bet during our next standby phase, we're all going to be doing all this high school bullshit of becoming friends. I get it, it's a JRPG and all that stuff, but
First,
still.
none of us could believe what we had heard in the future. It was just too hard to swallow. We got some news in Seiran, then a bunch of stuff happened, and now we can pretty much believe it. But I have to admit, it's gotta be hard to believe just hearing it for the first time.
Okay, so her power can take multiple people to the future? I guess?
It was when Kasane used the red strings that the Kunad Gate opened. But when her power activated, it resonated with yours, Yuito. That's why the gate won't close. On top of that, the gate seems to be slowly expanding. And looking at the news we got from Seiran, it more or less matches up.
The power we both have is actually gravikinesis. It just looks like psychokinesis. When that gravikinesis becomes strong enough to travel through space and time, it's called red strings. I had no idea about that either. The Kunad Gate will disappear if Yuito dies. That's what future Yuito said.
That just can't be true.
It was already too late in the future, which is why he asked me that favor. He wanted me to kill you in the past, so the Kunad Gate could be eliminated before it got too large.
So my power affected the Kunad Gate. I've had a bad feeling since listening to that vision in Togetsu. I can't believe I was right.
So you knew.
Yeah. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. So, the me in the future... I guess I just wasn't able to end it myself. How lame.
That's not true. The you in that time was great, and you right now is special too.
That feels like a backhanded
I
compliment,
have to
but
admit, I never
okay.
thought you'd be complimenting me. Thanks. That makes me feel a little better. I'm proud I have the same power as you.
That reminds me, how is your brain doing? Has it settled down at all?
Yeah, it's fine. I'm getting by. I told you not to worry. All right, we should exchange intel.
Then first and foremost, we got some questions, especially about Kyoka.
Yes, of course you would.
Kyoka, are you one of the design children from Togetsu?
Yes, I'm a clone made in Togetsu. My genes come from the founder of the Togetsu faith, Dr. Hitoyo Pope. The city is filled with chosen psionics, designed from the same genetic data as me. We are the children of Togetsu.
I see. I guess that's why Kyoka and Dr. Pope look the same. We were shocked when we saw Dr. Pope's vision in the Togetsu facility.
I hate to ask this, but if she was one of the Togetsu followers...
Yes, Kyoka was a spy. She was spying on Kasane. But that's not the case anymore. She decided to live as one of us. I vouch for Kyoka. She's definitely not our enemy.
Yeah, I believe you.
What? That was fast.
The way Kasane looks at Kyoka is proof enough. Though, that's kind of an embarrassing way to put it.
no, it's because we're a generic
I don't
anime
know much about
protagonist
Kyoka,
and
so
we
I can't
believe
really
in
make this
friendship.
decision myself. But I do know Kasane. I wanted to talk to her to decide what to do, and I thought it was best to trust her. If I trust Kasane, then I trust the people she does.
Shiden, there's no need to get so riled up. You know very well this is the kind of person Yuito is. Yeah, I just remembered how stupid he is.
Hey, Kasane. If Kyoka is one of the design children, does that mean you are too?
What? What are you talking about?
In Togetsu, we saw design children with the same face as Kasane's.
Yes,
Did we?
I probably am.
That's a weird way to say it. This is the first I've heard of this. Care to extrapolate?
I remembered a little from when I was a child in Togetsu. I remembered Mother. From what I recall, I was told I was one of the design children. It only just came back to me, so it doesn't feel real. That's why I said it like that.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. It must be a painful memory for you. You look so sad. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have asked.
You're very kind, Hanabi. But of course you should have asked. Don't worry about it. And thank you.
You're so nice to her, Kasane.
I get where they were going with that little bit of dialogue. Maybe it's just because I'm a piece of shit, but Hanabi just kind of sounded bitchy when she asked that. It's kind of like, oh, Kasane, you were one of those design children too, weren't you? And that did my best, you know, kind of bitchy high school girl, or I don't know, maybe I just sounded like a 12-year-old asshole. I don't know. But I shouldn't be laughing at my own jokes. I'm really fucking tired. I'm at the end of my work week. I got my weekend, quote unquote, coming up, so forgive me for being a tad punchy. But that's just the way Hanabi sounded to me. It just sounded, again, this whole thing has kind of felt like there's a lot of backhanded compliments and backhanded concern going about.
Really? I wasn't trying to be. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to ask about?
Yeah, there is. If you know anything about humans coming from the moon, I'm hoping you can tell me more about it.
Huh? Did you hit your head or something?
There we go.
Oh, so you guys don't know about this?
Yeah, you don't know about the moon?
What he said is true?
Yes.
All right. I guess we should explain what we've been told.
Oh, don't cut the black, because I don't
learned all
fully
of this
remember.
after looking through Togetsu's archive, so I honestly don't know if we should really believe all of it.
But if you were a Togetsu spy, Kyoka, you would know if this is true or not.
Yes, that's indeed what we were taught. But if that was also part of the conspiracy, then...
Actually, no. It's true. It's all for real.
What do you mean, Kagura?
Tsugumi, don't look at me like that. I can't stand it when you look at me like that.
That's a normal fit. Whatever.
There's a lot I want to ask you. But for now, tell us about history as Togetsu sees it. Do all Togetsu believers know this?
Right, about that. The faith. That's all a lie. Just a way to get Togetsu independence. Besides, the place is mostly made up of design children.
I must say, it didn't look like a religious establishment to me. So does that mean that you are one of the design children as well, Kaguro?
Now, I said mostly, didn't I? I'm a colonist from the moon.
Get real. Even if there actually were colonists from the moon, that would have been 2,000 years ago.
Cold sleep.
Yes, exactly. A few dozen colonists are being kept in cold sleep in a Togetsu facility. They wake us up in turns to check on the state of the Earth, and then we're supposed to contact the moon.
Hold on. Does that mean you're from the same generation as Yakumo?
Look, I don't expect you to believe me right away or anything, but it's the truth. The people of New Himuka wanted to live on Earth, so those that wanted to return to the moon made Togetsu. Togetsu doesn't care about New Himuka or Seiran. They're an egotistical lot that wants to return to the moon instead of living on this crappy, other-filled planet. But as long as the extinction belt is there, they can't go back. Not only that, there's news that others are attacking the moon too. So they got to thinking, what can they do to save their homeland and escape Earth? They need to make it so the colonization never even happened in the first place.
The red strings. The time travel power.
I see. They want to go back in time and negate it all from ever happening. But wouldn't humanity eventually attempt to colonize Earth again and repeat this history?
To be precise, the plan is to only take the moon and Earth back in time with a few exceptions.
Is that even possible? Taking only a portion of the universe back in time?
They believe the red strings can do it. They plan to leave records of this timeline's history in the areas that were not taken back in time, so future generations won't attempt to colonize Earth again.
Hang on. I'm getting confused. That's so outrageous. I don't know how to take it all in.
Whether you want to believe it or not, Togetsu actually managed to create the red strings to carry out their plan. Kasane is the result of that, although it's pretty strange how Yuito has a similar power.
Let's suppose everything he said is true. That means this isn't really the time to be squabbling over New Himuka or Seiran. If Togetsu were to get what they're after, then none of us would have ever existed.
No, that's not right. We can't let them succeed. We're all here trying to survive.
Kagero, why would someone at the center of Togetsu's plan reveal all this to us? Can we assume that you are planning to abandon them as well?
Ruining their plan is something I've been working towards since the beginning. That's why I joined them, to get in the way.
That sounds great and all, but how are we supposed to believe you?
You don't have to. If you've got a problem with me, I'll walk. But whatever happens, I'm not going to sit back and let them get away with erasing this history. I left my family on the moon. I won't let them take her existence, too.
Kagero means it. I can tell. It's been a long time since I've seen him like this. So please, trust him.
Tsugumi.
Tsugumi knows Kagero best. I think we can trust her judgment. Besides, I have a feeling you trust him already.
Yeah, if Tsugumi trusts him, then I trust him too.
And if Yuito does, then I do too. Of course, I'll kill him if he betrays us.
Yeah, that doesn't make you sound like a psychopath. Especially with that happy smile.
I keep making fun of them for being naive, but that's what ends up saving me.
Shut up, Moon Man.
If we're going to believe Kagero, then we have to believe all of the history about the colonists from the moon too. And then figure out what we can do knowing that.
We're stopping Togetsu's plan. That's all we can do. But it's too much for us to handle alone. We need someone who can move nations.
Are you going to ask New Himuka for help? We're fugitives there.
Even so, we have to. That doesn't mean I forgive them for the things they're doing, though. If they know what Togetsu is trying to do, they might realize their terrible actions are all in vain.
What if we asked Seiran for help? If they know about the Togetsu threat, they might realize that New Himuka isn't who they should be fighting.
I wonder. As far as I know, both New Himuka and Seiran should have a clear understanding about the moon colonists and their history. On top of that, they're both scheming to survive.
At least it's better than nothing. I don't want to just sit here and wait to be erased.
Indeed. So, we should split up and give it a shot?
Yes, let's do that. Yuito, you go to New Himuka.
And you go try explaining things to Seiran. Now we're finally after the same thing.
Let's do our best.
So now it's going to actually make sense that our team and their team are all trying to, members of our team and their team are actually going to meet up at that Mutsubi's or whatever place. You know, that whole thing that's been confusing me since this game started as to, wait a minute, why are we all hanging out like friends when we're on other sides of a freaking war? But, you know, this game's story is fucking out there. I like how they're really shooting to make something very layered and expansive, I guess you could say. You know, I mean, we already had something really cool with the others and the New Himuka government versus the Seiran government, and everyone's kind of an asshole in this situation. You know, nobody's really the right answer because both sides are performing human experiments. Both sides are, you know, doing terrible things. So it's kind of a question of which ideology do you want to follow, be it Fubuki's or General Karen's, whatever. So I really liked that the way it was kind of handling the war between the two, and now it's throwing in this whole moon plot as well. My fear is that it's gotten way too convoluted. I mean, it's really fucking out there. I mean, it's a JRPG, so, you know, what's really out there in terms of plots? I mean, you know, a lot of me, I've played Kingdom Hearts. You know, I've played a lot of out there plots and whatnot, you know, and again, convoluted with JRPG plots, I guess, is kind of par for the course. But I just feel like this is a little much. I still think this is probably one of the best games I've played this year. In terms of narrative and gameplay and everything, this is really just kind of a stealth hit for me.
That's fine with me.
But like I said, I'm curious to see how all this is going to get wrapped together with a bow, because I have a feeling that the others and New Himuka and Seiran and everything, like I said, it's a feeling. Maybe it's born out of hope that everything's going to be connected in the end. I mean, they keep mentioning the red strings and everything, which, you know, is a concept, you know, the red strings of fate and whatnot. So I'm really hoping that you know, like I said, the New Himuka Seiran conflict isn't just going to be this war that was kind of like the facade for the setup to the real story of the game, which is this whole time travel thing with the moon. I'm hoping that the others and the war between the governments is actually going to tie into this moon plot and this time travel thing and all that, you know, have it all be one big mesa story. Hopefully that all made sense. It's like I said, I'm hoping it all ties together, and again, I still have to play Kasane's route too to see everything that's fucking going on in this.
We'd find out so much in Togetsu. This is all so unexpected.
All we did was go to Togetsu, but it felt like such a long journey.
Good work, everyone. That was a lot to take in.
It's a bit difficult to accept it all. But I'm glad we know now.
The world we normally see is so small, but our horizons have expanded. And now it's clear that there's another world out there.
I'm glad we're on better terms with Kasane, too. That's one less thing to worry about.
Hey, everyone. About the Kunad Gate.
How your power is affecting it?
Oh, Haruka let me see Seiran's investigation into it, but the results were the same. At least we know it really is, well, getting bigger.
What if Yuito doesn't use his power? If he avoids combat, for instance?
No, I looked at the Kunad Gate investigation papers as well. At this point, I couldn't really find a link between Yuito's specific actions and the gate's expansion.
What? So it doesn't have anything to do with Yuito?
No. You could say that just the existence of his power is affecting it. It's pretty much safe to assume that the gate will continue to expand as long as Yuito lives.
Right.
I am sorry for how that sounded, but it's probably best that you know since it does concern you.
So basically he's saying, kill
I'm glad you
yourself.
told me. Nothing will change if I try to ignore it. If it's like you say, then I don't need to worry about staying out of fights, do I?
We do not know all the details about the Kunad Gate, but I think that is correct.
What are you thinking, Yuito?
I want to ask you all a favor.
What is it?
After hearing all that in Togetsu, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think that killing me was the only option for us now. But there's still things I need to do. Things I need to learn.
Then kill me.
We can never say for certain that there is no other way unless we search for one. Just like we didn't know about the moon until we went to Togetsu, there might be a way to stop the gate that we don't know about yet. I'm sure Kasane had the same idea, and that's why she stopped trying to kill me. So, I want you to help me think of a way to get rid of the Kunad Gate.
You had me a little anxious for a moment. Of course we'll help you.
Gemma's right. That was the plan all along.
Don't forget about my info network. I'll find out even the most secret information.
This isn't just your problem. No matter what's going on with the world, You have to remember we're a team.
There has to be a way. And I know we'll find it if we look together. We have to save both you and the whole world.
You guys...
And again, typical JRPG thing, you know, again, we're gonna solve everything with friendship.
Thank you.
I'm never gonna let that joke go. That's a running thing with me. I think everything's solved by friendship in JRPGs. And it's a little annoying, but I get it.
And the Earth is going extinct. It's so much at once that my head is spinning. We have to understand it all, though, so we can keep moving forward.
Okay, so I'm gonna do something a little different here from how I've been handling everything else. Normally, this is the time where I'd run around and do all the Bond episodes and everything. But I'm going to give everyone gifts and everything, and then kind of do a supercut of any Bond episodes. Try and speed this up a little bit, because I've got just a little over an hour until I have to start getting ready for work. Yeah, so sorry, I'm thinking through how I want to do this. So the way I'm going to do it is, like I said, give people gifts, do a supercut of Bond episodes. That'll be the next video in the series. So, I'll include that. And then if I still have probably about a half hour, I'll go a little bit into the next chapter at the end of this video, if that makes sense how this is going to work. Hopefully it'll make more sense after all the videos are out, but for now, bear with me. Alright guys, well, I just got done recording all the Bond episodes, and I just realized I have not done laundry in regards to my uniforms for work, so I figured, hey, I should probably get that done, seeing that I've got about 20-30 minutes left until I have to go to work. So I'm not gonna hop into the next episode, or the next chapter, whatever you want to call them, just because I was also thinking, God, it really doesn't make sense to do like 10-15 minutes of the first one and not even really getting any action. So we're gonna call it here, let this one be more of a narrative video, and then in the next video we'll try and do what I always do, and that's get a full chapter or whatever done in one go. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, social media is down in the description below. Please remember to like, comment if you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, all that stuff, help us grow, all that good stuff. And until next time, my name's AJ Gels, the Film Thing Gaming Channel. I'm out.